I shook my head over this tweet from LeBron James, and I'm assuming Shannon Sharpe probably shook his fist. Yes. Here's the tweet from LeBron. Thinking about maybe sitting down and breaking down some of my most memorable games and moments in my career. Maybe IG Live it or just film it and hold on to it for another time, followed by thinking emoji. Shannon Sharpe, I'm going to assume you love this tweet. Am I right about that?
Love it. But you know what I have the problem that I got with you, Skip Bayless, you had no problem with Tom versus Time. What was that about, Skip? You see, and now what you're trying to do, you're going to say, oh, because Jordan, ESPN is doing this documentary on Jordan, I don't want to see him, IG Live it. Put it in a documentary. That's what I want to see. I want to hear LeBron. I want to see him talk about the moment, Game 6 in Boston, in the Garden. I want to hear him scoring 25 straight points. What's going through his mind against the bad boy Pistons 2 to break up their run, their stranglehold on the Eastern Conference. I want to hear his last year in Cleveland, the series in Indiana against Toronto, against Boston. I want to hear that. You see, the problem is that because Jordan, they're doing this documentary on Jordan, everybody, LeBron would be just scared. Other athletes have done documentaries before Jordan. You see, you can't do anything. If you dress nice after a game, well, they see how Jordan did it. Jordan dressed nice. Well, if you got a tennis shoe, Jordan had a tennis shoe, so everybody, stop this. Of course, yes, Jordan was one of the first athletes to be a major brand endorsee and have a shoe line and was well-spoken and presentable at the for press conferences. He was always suited and booted, yes. But he didn't patent it. That doesn't mean someone else can't look nice and have a shirt and tie on at press conferences or after the game. Doesn't mean no one else should be allowed to get a sneaker line because Jordan got one and they're never going to be able to outsell Jordan. And, man, stop this. Yes, Bron, don't shortchange the people. Don't do this thing IG Live. And screw it, Skip. Do you realize that LeBron James has come up in the social media era? There are a lot of great players that we talk about. There was no daily debate talk shows. We didn't have to worry about every dribble. We didn't have to worry about every possession, every missed shot, every misspoken word. That's what LeBron has had to deal with since the time he was 17. And he's passed it with flying colors. I want a documentary, docuseries.
Okay. Point number one. Michael Jordan didn't commission the documentary that's about to air on ESPN called The Last Dance, and they've moved up the airing of it, as you know, from June to April, in part because all of us are stuck at home right now where we should be. But that's not Jordan's doing. That's ESPN's doing. That's the documentary maker's doing. Jordan didn't say, I think it's time for me to do a documentary on myself. No, somebody else did it because somebody else is always documenting Michael Jordan's greatness. Look, Shannon, I get tired on this show. I get wrung out from having to criticize LeBron, but he's always asking for it. I don't enjoy it. I didn't want to do it today until I saw this tweet last night, and my first thought was, from my heart, LeBron, this is so beneath you. You're so much greater than this. This reeks of insecurity. This reeks of somebody who's not sure how great he is, somebody who has to keep reminding us how great he has been so that maybe we forget those many moments when he wasn't great. And again, Michael Jordan, while he was playing, would have never, again, there was no social media, but he would have never gone to the media and said, you know, guys, I'm thinking about doing a documentary on myself, talking about all my greatest moments and breaking them down for the world to hear and see. No, That's pathetic. That would have been so beneath him because, Shannon, in the end, LeBron, you play, we rank. You play and we chronicle. You play and we break it down. We put it into context historically. We don't need you to do that because you're better than that. You're greater than that. And it reeks of somebody who says, hey, remember when I did that? I know you might have forgotten, but then remember when I did that and that and that? Because he wants us to forget his so many epic fails. He wants us to forget what happened in that last series against the Boston Celtics before he took his talents to South Beach, when his owner accused him of quitting, when he shrank in games 4, 5, and 6 against the Celtics, and they lost in 6. And LeBron wants us to forget about that all-time superstar meltdown that he suffered in games 4, 5, and 6 in his first finals against Dallas with the Miami Heat. And he wants us to forget what happened down the stretch of Game 6 in 2013 when he crumbled under the pressure to beat my Spurs. He had 3 uncharacteristic, unforced error turnovers in the last 3 minutes. He missed an airball 3, and then he LeBricked a 3 that was to tie, and long rebound out to Chris Bosh to Ray Allen, who saved his legacy from being 2-7 in the finals now. And LeBron wants us to forget the 2014 finals when he shrank in games 3 and 4 back in Miami when it was tied 1-1, and they got blown off the floor, the Heat did, by a record finals margin. And LeBron wants us to forget what happened at the end of Game 1 at Oracle a couple of years ago when he just quit on his team and pouted into overtime, sat apart from the team during the timeout before the overtime, and wouldn't shoot for the first 2.5 minutes of the overtime as they lost by 7 because J.R. Smith committed a mental blunder, and it was LeBron who passed up the last shot in favor of passing, as you remember, to George Hill. It's like one disaster after another after another, and I don't want to hear about the greatness. Let us do that. I just think... No, I don't. Shannon, it was just a year ago. Yep. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to hear you say it was just a year ago. What happened?
It was just a year ago that the great LeBron James, the GOAT as you call him, came to Los Angeles in his first year with the Lakers. Yeah. And they had a lot of good young players on that team. And LeBron, when he was healthy, went 28-27 as a starter and created not a documentary, but a blooper reel of lowlights. And just because LeBron tweeted this, I'm sorry, we've got to show it again just one more time.
No, we don't have to.
Because if we could see what happened, remember the pass inbounds at Phoenix? He throws it in, and it hits the backboard. What are you doing, LeBron? And then remember what happened at Memphis? Kyle Kuzma had to shove LeBron out to guard his man at the three-point line because he wasn't playing any defense. Come on, LeBron, you're better than that. Kyle Kuzma, who doesn't play defense himself. And then remember when he rolled the ball up the floor and he rolled it to save time, and he gets it to the other end and just kicks it out of bounds. Blooper. And then the all-time blooper was at Madison Square Garden, the house he should own, the house that MJ owned, and Mario Hezonja blocked his last-second shot. Hezonja, now with the Portland Trailblazers, then with the Knicks. Okay, it's just blooper, and that's just the tip of that iceberg from last year, Shannon. Now you're telling me, I'm thinking about sitting down and breaking down all my greatest moments. Stop it, LeBron. That's pathetic. Beneath you.
Skip, if you don't mind me asking, who commissioned Tom versus Time?
He did.
Why would he do that? Tom Brady, it's not your job. It's our job to tell you how great you are. It's our job to rank you. Oh, so why would he do that, Skip? It shows the size. It's security to me. That's what it shows to me. Go ahead.
Tom Brady has the opposite championship record of LeBron James. LeBron is lucky to be 3-6 in the finals. Tom Brady is 6-3, and the 6 came via all fourth quarter comeback game-winning drives via Tom Brady. But not once in Tom versus Time did he flash back to, remember when I did this or remember when I did that? No, he's just trying to show you, to enlighten you on how he takes care of his body, how he trains versus the norm. He's shattering the mold with his trainer, Alex Guerrero. They're saying, this is the way we're beating Father Time. It's Tom versus Time. We're openly sharing our method with you, how we do it, that nobody else has ever done it. You should thank him for that, because if you had seen Tom versus Time when you were 35, Shannon, maybe you'd played until you were 40 if you had Alex Guerrero's training methods at your fingertips, in front of your eyes, so you could drink it all in.
Did you see what he did, Gronk? Gronk tried that, and Gronk is now retired with me working for us because he tried Tom versus Time. Julian Edelman. Julian, what did Jules say? No, Tom, I can't do that. You back there protected. I got to hit this iron. I got to be protected. See, elasticity works if you're a quarterback. But when you taking that punishment, you can't train like that, Skip. Only a quarterback or a kicker or a punter, somebody that's not taking contact on a consistent, regular basis, can train like this. But Skip, no. If you great, we don't need to know how you work out. LeBron James, they posted what his trainers do. He's working out too. As a matter of fact, he's working out right now. He's probably right down the street in Brentwood. I need to come down out of Bel Air right quick and go holler at him, make sure he's getting the work in. But I'm practicing social distancing. I'm not going to bother the man. I'm not going to, never know who people out there breathing and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to do that, Skip Bayless. But you need to stop. I want to see this. I demand that LeBron James release this immediately. And although Michael Jordan did not commission this, he blessed it. He sat down. Michael Jordan don't sit down for nothing. He sat down and gave them over 100+ hours of his time. Did he or did he not, Skip Bayless?
I have no idea. I don't
yes
even
or no?
give hundreds of hours. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, honestly. I just know it's a documentary about Michael, not made by Michael.
Hold up, Skip Bayless. So when you write a book or you do something on a subject, because there's sometimes you do a documentary and the subject that you're doing the documentary on wants no part of it because he doesn't like the direction or how he's going to be portrayed. But in this documentary, I've seen footage of Michael Jordan sit down. Now, you told me when you wrote books on Jerry Jones, you spent thousands of hours because he blessed those books. Now you don't know if somebody blesses a book, blesses a documentary, if they sit down or how much time they're willing to give for this. You do know. And I want to get you on record right now saying that Michael Jordan spent countless hours, hundreds of hours, for this docuseries.
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe you got inside news that I don't have. Maybe you're breaking news here. I have no idea. I don't know, honestly.
So you don't know if Michael Jordan sat down and gave any of his time. So all of it is secondhand knowledge. It's Scottie Pippen, it's Steve Kerr, it's other people. Michael Jordan was not a participant in this docuseries. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I think he participated. I haven't seen the footage you've seen. I just see the ads for it, and I see Phil talking. I see Scotty talking. I assume he sat down for it, but I don't know that he had any editorial control. And to your point about me and Jerry, I don't know if it's, I don't know, it's thousands, but it was hundreds of hours I spent for 3 books with Jerry Jones. Again, he didn't get a nickel of the proceeds of those books. And he had 0 editorial control over what I wrote. He did not see the manuscript before it went to print. So he had no control, and he did not benefit financially from those books. So it was my project on those Cowboys, and he happened to be the owner, general manager, and was gracious enough with his time, in part because he loves to talk and hear himself talk and be quoted. And I do think that Jerry trusted me enough that he thought I would present a fair portrayal of Jerry and the Cowboys. and I believe I did in all 3 books. But again, we're back to Tom versus time. It wasn't about his greatest moments. It's about his training methods. And to your point, we saw Julian Edelman as they were training up in Big Sky country, whatever, where they're having those off-season workouts with Amendola and Edelman. And Edelman said, no, I don't do what you do. I got to hit that iron, as you said. And look what happened to Edelman last year at age, 33? And he banged up his shoulder, needed surgery, cracked his ribs, and had a bum knee that hobbled him the whole year. So maybe he could have benefited from Alex Guerrero's training methods. Gronk did not, but Gronk already had Gronk had a serious back injury. He had knee surgery. He had elbow surgery. He had, it seemed like 15 surgeries before he discovered the Alex Guerrero training method.
I want to see LeBron, and I want to hear the mindset. I want to go inside. Skip, you watch, because that's all I've been doing is watching Netflix and watching all these docuseries and going inside the minds. And I've watched Quincy Jones, and I listen to Miles Davis, and serial killers. Skip, I want to know the mind of what's going through his mind in game 5, 6, and 7 against Golden State. I want to know because it was he. This is the reason why the Boston Celtics went and got KG, went and got Ray Allen, because they saw what this young man had done to the bad boy Pistons too. And they said, we can't stop it. We can't do anything with him. We need to call in reinforcements, kind of like what we're doing now to combat this coronavirus, Skip. We got to call in reinforcements. We got to get all this other stuff because we can't contain it. They couldn't contain this man, so they had to go get help. Nobody in the history of the NBA had to have reinforcements called in to stop him like LeBron James. And I want to know what he thinks about that. I need to know. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get on the phone as soon as we done. I'm going to call my homeboy Mav, I'm going to call Rich Paul, and I'm going to call Randy. And we're going to put this project together, coming to your streaming service in the very near future. GOAT James, the documentary.
And Shannon Sharpe is the 5th horseman in that group. He is now in the inner circle. And yet, here's the last point I'm going to make about this, and then we're going to move on. But my point is, at least Michael Jordan's last big, full, great year, his real year, was 1998 in Chicago. He's been retired for whatever it's been, 20-odd years. So LeBron is still playing. LeBron's team has a chance, a good chance, to win this year's championship. So maybe LeBron should wait until all is said and done before he commissions a documentary about himself. That's all I'm saying.
No.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.